stats with our first ever YouTube video. But in all seriousness, please subscribe to our channel for more up-to-date news and subscribe so you don't miss out on weekly content and analysis. Let's get into it. For our first video, we have NFL Week 16 Power Rankings by House of Stats. First, we have the New York Jets. Very solid game. Being dumb enough to lose out on one of the greatest college prospects in history, that's gotta hurt. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Congrats, Jags fans, as the Jets now have delivered an early Christmas present, as you now own the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Next, we have the Houston Texans. Despite another terrific performance by the stellar QB Deshaun Watson, the Texans blew another solid lead with lacking defense and an atrocious offense aside from a solid backfield. Bengals. Wow, what a performance by the backup quarterback Ryan Finley as he earned his first career win as a starter. But the defense showed up to play as they forced fumbles, picked off Big Ben, and wreaked havoc against the weak Pittsburgh run game. Now I have the Panthers. More and more struggles for the young squad, but they took another L. Next week they will have star running back Christian McCaffrey returning to the active roster though. Now we have the Falcons. Not much to say, but the defense blew another ironic lead to Tom Terrific. The offense played great in the first half, but took a fat L in the second half. They lost a huge halftime lead to a stumbling Tampa Bay team and took an L. Next, we have the Denver Broncos. The offense got off to a slow start against an okay Buffalo defense, but the defense got absolutely torched by Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Next, we have the LA Chargers. Again, rookie Justin Herbert just strengthened his case even more to be the offensive rookie of the year, as he is making history. And the offense absolutely torched the LV defense. Next, we have the Cowboys. The stout Cowboys defense came to play as Trevon Diggs continues to promise, and Andy Dalton looks like his old 20-year-old self. Next, we have the Giants. This division is horrid. One week the division looks great, and the next week they look garbage. Horrible performance against Cleveland this week on SNF. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions. Okay, Matthew Stafford carries this team. That's it. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Deebo Samuel played the lights out, but with the shaky QB situation and a top draft pick looming, it seems that the Niners should tank this season. Next, we have the Eagles. Man, Jalen Hurts is looking nice as he put up 4 TDs and over 400 yards on the ground and through the air and absolutely destroyed the Cardinals defense. Disappointing loss for Philly this week. Next, we have the Patriots. Man, Cam Newton looks like he isn't the long-term answer for the Pats at QB. This team should give up this season. Next, we have the Bears with Mitchell Trubisky. We think that Mitchell Trubisky is the answer at QB for the Bears. It also looks like the Bears' ferocious defense is regaining its previous poise. We now have Justin Jefferson in the Minnesota Vikings. Congrats, as he made his first Pro Bowl. Yes, you, Justin. Next, we have Kirk Cousins, who looks better day in and day out. Next, we have the WFT, or the Washington Football Team. With Dwayne Haskins questionable, the Redskins may need to turn to an injured Alex Smith or Tress Way. But we think the Washington Football Team is the most likely to win the NFC least. Now we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Though they took a heartbreaking loss, the Raiders looked much better with Marcus Mariota at the helm. He fits the Las Vegas system much better than Derek Carr, as he is a true improviser QB. Seriously, a loss to the Jets. At number 13, we have the Cardinals. Phew, they avoided a loss to Philly, and D-Hop came up clutch against a Philly defense filled with holes. If the Cardinals keep this up, they will be lucky to win barely in the playoffs. Next, we have the Bucks. A terrific defense, but a wonderful performance by Tom Terrific. This game would have been a blowout if Tom Brady wasn't at the helm. Next, at number 11, we have Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa continues to perform great in the NFL. Though the Dolphins started poorly and entered halftime with a 6-point deficit, they continued to try and regain their footing in the third quarter, but ultimately started to show out in the fourth quarter. Believe me, this is the beginning for a young Dolphins squad, and that run game is coming together nicely with Salvon Ahmed and Jordan Howard in the backfield. At number 10, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson regains his footing as he starts to look like an MVP again. The Ravens look more and more dangerous, yet Dez is back. Next, we have Oh, I almost said Baltimore. Forgot that they moved. It's actually the Indianapolis Colts. Even though they have a QB who does not have the greatest playoff experience and a young team, the Colts could ride their defense to a dub. Don't count out the developing offense with Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. either. At number 8, we have the Cleveland Browns. If the Browns perform how they performed in the past 5 weeks, they will win the first round of the NFL playoffs. If this O-line stays healthy and the run game mimics that of the Tennessee Titans, the Browns may have a decent playoff run. At number 7, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson is not an MVP candidate, but with the combo of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they will be dangerous in the playoffs. Next, we have Pittsburgh. Sorry, the Steelers can't beat any significant contenders the way that they've been playing. Also, Juju Smith-Schuster has more TikToks than receiving yards in a game this season. Next up, we have the Tennessee Titans. If Derrick Henry dominates like he did in the 2019-2020 playoffs, well, the Titans could be poised to make a deep playoff run again. At number 4, we have the New Orleans Saints. And the depth that this team has at all positions is a huge significance. Players like Taysom Hill and Michael Thomas will be highly impacting in the playoffs. But we don't think that the Saints can make it past the divisional round of the playoffs this year. Now, we have the Bills. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs cannot and will not be stopped. They're the only teams in the NFL to have a 100 reception receiver so far this season. Next up, we have the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will win MVP. We all know Patrick Mahomes has proved himself, but it's inevitable. The Packers have a mix of run and pass, and the advantage of Aaron Rodgers being able to perform without having solid wide receivers can be very beneficial through the playoffs. With the combination of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon and a wonderful defense, they look like the Browns and Titans, but can make a deeper playoff run with more experience in the playoffs. Lastly, we have the Chiefs. They are a number 1 pick to win the Super Bowl at this point, as they seem to perform better under pressure. Having the best receiving attack in the league is very beneficial to a still young and relatively inexperienced Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill is a huge factor, as he is dangerous after the catch, through the run game and on special teams. Travis Kelce is also a huge addition, and if kept healthy, he is a monster. Lastly, Tyrann Mathieu is a beast. If he performs like he did last year in the playoffs, the Chiefs may be able to repeat as champions again, but this will only happen if the supporting cast plays like starters through the postseason. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and follow our Instagrams for more up-to-date information. Peace.